Well, this is a bit awkward then, isn't it? Yeah, I guess it might be. I am Cody Goff of Game Life Balance U.S., a lifestyle podcast, a kind of a gaming podcast, a dormant podcast. I think that's the phrase I was looking for. It is the beginning of July. Happy Independence Day, everybody. Blah, blah, America. How wonderful. That sounded like really not so wonderful. I am checking in because Jonathan Martin, my co-host, and I were on a steady click of bi-weekly podcasts for several months, if not a couple of years. And then May 2017 happened and things kind of stopped. And I'm just here to tell you, Game Life Balance U.S. is not being canceled. We are not ending the podcast. At least that's not a decision we've made at this moment. And I'm not going to do one of these podcasts where I just list the laundry list of things I've been busy with, because that is boring and it is terrible content. And that's kind of a trope in podcasting. The Onion has actually parodied it. There are examples out there of just, well, everybody, I've been working a lot at the job, and the girlfriend and I got, I've got to pay the bill. Like, no one cares. That's all boring crap. Of course, okay, I've been busy. You fill in the blanks. Nothing bad has happened. Everything's wonderful. My fiance, everything's wonderful. My new job that I just started. I'm not going to get into the minutia, but I will tell you that there has been not even a peep out of me or Jonathan recently, because things have been so intense that even posting this is kind of a time commitment that I don't really have. So anyway, we're super busy. Summer is here. It's off season. We're on break. That's just kind of the way it is. I'm definitely not posting in the next week a new episode because I'm going to be in Germany, which is wonderful. And I'm very excited about, but a lot of traveling. So basically I'm just kind of gone. I'm literally booked every weekend for the next several months, actually, through basically September. So we may be off until August. We may be off until after I get married in October. Well, that's kind of weird to say, but not. I don't know, but there's going to be a bit of a break because it is literally, it's not sustainable at all for me to do this podcast right now. But I do want to thank you so much for being a subscriber, because really the only way you'll find this is if you subscribe on iTunes or on YouTube, because those are the only places I'm posting this. I'm not going to promote it at all. So if you're a subscriber, you'll see this. And I do want to thank you a lot, because this podcast has been a major hobby for both me and for John, and a major creative outlet for the last number of years. We've gotten a lot of really great feedback. We've gotten to the opportunity to share lots of fun stories, which is really cool. So I do want to actually really, seriously tell you, thank you for being part of that audience and being part of this crazy journey for us. I am comfortable taking a break now also, because the most recent episode that I posted was the Full Gamer review of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which, first of all, Jonathan Martin was not a part of, which automatically makes it better, right? But actually, AC from Game Life Balance Australia and Chris Farrell from the Good and Geek Network and the goodandgeek.com podcast both guest appeared. We had all played Zelda. It was a very long podcast, but I think a really, really good one. And I'm pretty proud of it. So I'm fine with that hanging out at kind of the top of our feed in our most recent episodes, because it was really quality and it's very focused discussion on Zelda and the Switch. And if you're thinking about a Nintendo Switch, or you just like hearing us joke around with an Australian, then I would recommend that you go check that out. But sadly for you, maybe that will be the last piece of quote unquote content that I produce at any time soon. Jonathan could do something on YouTube if he really wants to, because that's a thing that he can easily do. But in terms of the website and the audio podcast on iTunes, it's going to be dry for a little bit while life is rearranged for everyone involved. In the meantime, I wish everybody a happy summer. If you were watching this right after I post this video, it means that Summer Games Done Quick, the annual speed running video game marathon that raises money for Doctors Without Borders, the charity event that's going on basically through July 8th or 9th or something. First weekend after the Independence Day holiday. So if you're catching this shortly after I post it, then please go check that out at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick, or just search for awesome games done quick or summer games done quick online. And you can watch that and donate. I have donated every year to Doctors Without Borders in at least one, if not both, marathons, and it's really fun. So I've gotten to watch some of that. And other than that, I'm not going to give you too much of an update on my life, because that's not fair, because John doesn't get to post an update on his life. So why would I get to hog the spotlight? But I just want to assure you that we haven't forgotten. We haven't officially pod faded. And again, I'm going to have to, I mean, everyone's going to have to, that's a dumb way of putting it. I don't know when I'm going to be able to start it again. So I'll just leave it at that. When Game Life Balance Australia concluded their first year or second year, I think, of doing their podcast, they actually said, we're going to go basically on an indefinite hiatus. They didn't think they would even come back at all. And they were back after 6 months, and they've been extremely consistent ever since then. So hopefully their U.S. counterparts, i.e. me and John, will be able to follow suit and just kind of pop back in maybe August or early September with some new fun stories and everything. But I can't make any promises. So I don't know. I guess this feels like I'm vague casting. Like, well, I'm not really going to tell you what we're doing, but I'm not really going to not tell you what we're doing. But I don't know. I'm just basically saying, I don't know. We've been really busy, but we've not forgotten about the podcast. John still asks me about it after he noticed that we weren't doing it, which took him about 2 months. But he has been asking about it. I've been communicating with him. So this is going way too long. This is really bad. I might as well be telling you, like, oh, Mondays I got this, and Tuesdays I have this, and Thursdays I have an improv class. Like, you don't care. So I'm going to stop talking now and hope that you come back when John and I are ready to make something more entertaining in a few months. In the meantime, please follow me on Twitter at Producer Cody. I will be keeping everybody updated on basically everything I do, or at least the funny things my fiance says, because I like to tweet them because they're hilarious. And check out the Gonna Geek Network at GonnaGeek.com. That's all for me. I'll talk to you at some point. But rest assured, everything's all good. It's all good, baby.